Do you want to get better at backgammon? One of the best ways to do it is by practicing against a software such as XG, which stands for Extreme Gammon. There are a lot of useful tools and features that will help you learn and improve. And in this video, my good friend Lee Walkden joins me to do just that. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in the lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, I'm joined by Lee Walkden to play an unlimited session with XG. Welcome, Lee.
Hi, Alex. Really great to be here. Thanks a lot.
Likewise, it's a pleasure to have you. How are you doing today?
Doing well. I've sort of been preparing for this really more than anything today.
Okay.
There's no point in going outside.
Yeah, where do you live?
I live in the southwest of England. It's a county called Devon. I believe you have had someone on recently from Devon. He
was it Gerald Whitehouse?
Gerald Whitehouse.
Yeah. He's great.
He's not too far down the road. He's on one of the WhatsApp groups that I'm on as well.
Very good, very good. He's outstanding. He does a lot for backgammon. So I'm happy to have you as well. So how long have you been playing backgammon?
So I actually started only last July, which one of my friends, I work offshore. He brought a travel backgammon board and he sat it down and said, Lee, you've got to come and have a go at this. Because I love puzzles. And so I sat down, I played it, and I thought that is something for me. And since then, I've spent more money than I'm going to admit online, because my wife will see it, on backgammon boards, backgammon things, and backgammon scoreboards, towers, everything. And so I'm completely addicted. Completely addicted.
It can be addicting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm finding the whole thing very, very interesting. I like the way that for my first game, I could sit down with a Grandmaster, and I've got a reasonably good chance of winning. However, after one game, anything over that, you've got almost your probability drops down to zero, and that's just because of the dice. And there's something beautiful about that small chance. I do like it.
Okay, so we're going to be playing an unlimited session against XG, one game at a time, with the Jacoby rule with beavers and raccoons. We're playing on a beautiful Backgammon Galaxy Casablanca board. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get them. So you'll be playing the white checkers at the bottom, XG, the black checkers at the top, bearing off on the right. Most important thing is to have fun. Number two, to learn. You're welcome to consult with me. The final decision is up to you as the guest, and we'll have a discussion, and then we'll go through each game afterwards. Here we go. So 5-1.
Okay, so as I understand, a 5-1, I'd bring 13 to 8. And then I'd be tempted to slot the 6 onto the 5.
Slot. Okay. Very good. What would be your second option?
It would be to go for 24-23.
Yeah.
And still with the 13-8.
Okay. So you like this one. Okay.
Yeah.
6-2. All right. Okay, now 5-1 again.
5-1 again. Okay. Not as interesting. So for me, I would definitely take the golden point with the 1. And then I don't really want to create a tower on 8. And I might want to have a chance at splitting my back checkers now. So I might be tempted to actually hit him on the 1. Yeah, my only other choice is to bring another 1 down from the 13.
Like this.
Yeah.
Now, what about something like that? And this kind of evens out the distribution a little bit.
Yeah, that's neater, isn't it?
I guess when I look at this, it strips the 6 point and puts a blot on a point that you don't want to make, and there's no direct covering numbers.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that something I've also learned with backgammon is if it looks better, if it looks good, it's probably right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll come on to the 8 to 3 and then 6 to 5.
Yeah. I think the other option would just be to kind of repeat things. It does create this, but it doesn't leave a blot. On the other hand, when you do this, the twos that can be used to hit are somewhat duplicated, and 4-2 can make the 4 point, and 5-2 can make the 11 point on the other side.
Right.
Okay, so you like this one?
Yeah, I do. I like that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. 5-4, come around. Okay, and now
Okay. So
six
my
two.
priority now, I think, is to, if I can hit, I hit, I knock him back. So I would want to go 24-16.
Okay,
Even though I've got a blot open, I don't have any problems coming back on the board.
right.
But it
Okay,
was 2 blots to get hit. 3 really, but two real ones. Yeah, I think
okay.
I can do that.
6-3, so it's going to hit and come out. Okay,
Okay.
now 6-5. So the 5 is forced.
Yeah. And the 6, I think I should hit him again.
Hit again. Okay, very good. Early in the game, there are oftentimes hitting exchanges, or what sometimes people call blot hitting contests. And when you have a stronger board, it's a big advantage because if black has a checker on the bar and you have a 2 point board, there are 4 rolls that fail to enter, right?
Yeah.
But when you turn it around, if you have a checker on the bar against the 1 point board, there's only one such number. So it increases the dancing numbers by fourfold. That's a lot more than sometimes people think. Okay. 5-2 comes in and hits back.
That's fine.
Okay, double two. So here's the first one.
Yeah. The second one is to hit him again.
Hit him again. Okay.
And then at this point, I would be, I can either step up with one of the back checkers or bring two down. I think I like 2 down at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 2 down.
Very good. 3-1. We'll anchor on the 22 point.
Okay.
Double four.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? So with that, what can I move that one? So that's 4-4.
What are all the options you're thinking of?
Well, I was just looking at what if I can escape anything at the back, but I've only really got the 24 goes to 16 and gets stuck there. The other ones are can I make a new point on my own board, which I can.
Like this.
Yeah, and then the next two, I could bring in onto my 7 point. So now I've got like a 4 prime. It's got some risk on it, but it's better than he's got. And if we do end up hitting each other again, I've got a much better chance.
Would you consider making a 5 prime with this and then 2 down here?
Yeah, I'd have to actually. You're quite right. I didn't even see that. Yeah, you're quite right. I think that's the only thing I should play. I think I've got his back against the wall with that for the rest of the game.
One of the things I've learned is when you're blocking sixes from the back and it's the opponent's anchor is not at the edge of a 5 prime, it works as a 6 prime. So I call it a phantom 6 prime because black will need a 1 followed by a 6 or a 3 followed by a 6. So this is particularly powerful. Okay, so you want
Actually, something I've been trying to get used to recently is I think it was one of your videos I watched, and you mentioned something about seeing daylight or something, and taking the daylight away, or you said something like, and then I've found out more, and it's basically you're stopping someone from escaping with a 6.
Exactly. It does leave a blot here and 2 stranded back checkers, but you have a very strong position.
Yeah.
Okay. Double 6, just like that.
Dang.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, what do you think?
Well, right now he's got 2 of mine trapped. but I've got, as you said, I've almost to effect got a six prime if you call it a phantom. So I would be tempted to maybe double him here.
If you were black, would you want to be doubled?
No, absolutely not. I think
Yeah.
if I was in that position and he doubled me, I think I wouldn't want to be doubled. I don't know if I'd take it.
Yeah. So that's Woolsey's law. So if you're not sure if it's a take or a pass, then you should for sure double.
Right. Okay. Okay. We'll stick with that then. Let's go for a double.
But the other things about these positions is this is essentially a prime versus prime because both players have a prime. So the things you consider are a variety of things. Number one, how big is the prime? So you have a five prime versus a three prime. So that's an advantage. How many checkers are behind the prime? So you have two, black has three. So
Yeah.
that's an advantage. Is there daylight? So no, and no here. Um, Also, the number of inner board points, as we mentioned, this is a stronger inner board point. So, I mean, a stronger board with 2 points made. So you'll be a favorite in a potential hitting exchange. And then the timing. So it basically imagines what's going to happen next. So as white, which checker would you like to move next?
For me, if I can't make a point, I would like to escape one of those back checkers.
One of those, right? So either one of these checkers is going to come out here, right? The other thing is the timing. So how much time are you going to have to keep the prime intact? Well, if you pop out with one of the checkers, you'll have plenty of time with this checker as well as the other checker to do that. But black is going to run out of time. If black starts rolling sixes,
Yeah.
or even fives, it's not good. It's
Yeah.
not good. So those are the things that I take into consideration. Okay, so we'll double. Okay, now we'll analyze the first game. Well played. So with the first 5-1, it prefers the splitting play.
Right.
So yeah, I think a DMP you might want to do. You might want to do the other play. Like this. Okay. And then the second one, again, it did prefer just consolidating the
Okay.
position as opposed to, but this one was the wrong idea as we discussed. This one was certainly better. And this one basically it results in this position. It's not great to have five checkers on this point, but it's better than leaving a direct shot for no reason.
Okay.
Okay. And then the 6-2, so that was clear. You want to hit.
Yeah.
And then the 6-5 was hitting again. And then the double two, yeah, that was good. So the first one was forced. And then the second one, obviously, you want to hit. And then the last two, let's see. It was basically tied between bringing two down and playing up there.
Okay.
So that was fine. Okay. And then the double four, yeah, this is where you can create that prime structure.
Yeah.
That's really powerful. So look at this. Now you're winning 71.8% and your equity is really high.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Got to give that one to you.
yeah, though this one was a double and a pass. So you
Right.
see how big a pass, and that's part of the reason. One of the things is you'll see like if you hover over this, you'll see the cubeless equity is 640 millipoints. Do you see
Yeah.
that? Yeah. So that's about 300 millipoints more. That's called a cube impact. And basically, when you make this position, you're going to have a very strong double next.
Right. Okay.
Whereas if you do this, now, black is seeing daylight. You still have these two checkers split to where they want to go.
Yeah.
So that was the idea. Now, one of the things that's very useful is to see this position on the new board and perhaps modify it to make it like a four prime there. So now what?
I now I'm not sure if I would double at this
It's
point.
it's barely a double, but it's a very
Yeah.
comfortable take. So that extra point makes a big difference. What if it was like broken?
Um,
Now it's a pass. Look at that.
okay.
But not quite as big a pass. Now, if we go to the original position and just move this here,
So now he's an escape, doesn't he?
yeah, now it's not even a double.
Right.
Look at how big a difference that makes.
Yeah.
Just moving two checkers. So I feel like this type of exercise helps me learn a lot, especially in prime versus prime, because you can make a small change and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Okay, on to the next game. Black starts with a 6-3 and now 5-4.
Okay. Well, I've got a hit straight away. He's offering me something at the top there. So 24-15.
Okay, good. 5-1. Okay.
Okay.
Now 5-2.
Okay. That one, I can make my 15 safe onto the 8, can't I?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Double two. Okay, anchors.
Okay.
Now 5-2.
Um, I think it looks horrible, but I think that to play this, I think I'd go 13-6. I'm looking at seeing if I can move that back checker, but I think I'm just opening myself up to getting hit twice as many times if I did that, because now I've brought the 17 into play. He can hit me directly. So I think I'll go 13 and then 2. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I've learned by studying the early game is from the opening position, each player has two checkers back, right? So what happens is when you have escaped one back checker, uh, the focus becomes on trying to escape the second back checker without being hit. So how many rolls will allow you to escape this checker safely from the 24 point?
There's only, but right now I'd say there's one really.
Yeah, yeah, 1-6-5, which counts twice because it's a non-doublet. Now, let's say it was over here. Now you have 6-3 and 5-4.
Right.
So that's twice as many. You can be attacked, but usually against like a 1 point board, it's not as big a deal.
Right.
So, and that's the other thing is if you roll a 5-4 or a 6-3 from here, you're going to come up to here and probably leave a double shot or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah.
anyway, the 5 is here, and you like to play 8-6, or you want to play 24-22?
Um, let's go 24-22 with your explanation. I
Okay,
think.
let's try
Yeah.
it. Okay. Now 5-1. Okay, so hits loose, but now you have a shot.
Yeah. Right.
5-4.
Okay. So we'll come in with the 5. No, we won't. Yes, we will. And well, we just run. I think we go 2016 because he's got a stripped 12 point there.
Right, right. It's
So
always useful to leave a blot in front of a stripped point because if they hit from here, they would have to break the point.
exactly, and he's still giving me a shot on that 22.
Yeah.
If I
Okay.
do run bar, so yeah, I'll do that.
It's a similar theme as in chess. You do these kinds of plays. 4-2, so doesn't even hit there.
Yeah. So now I
Okay.
have a shot.
So now 5-2.
Okay, so there I'll make the 11 point.
Yeah, this time it's productive. One of the things I like to teach people about XG is if you can make a point, you just go to the point and you double click it. Oh, and there you go. It'll do it for you.
Oh wow, okay, very good.
Yeah. Okay, now double 4. It's going to make the 5 point. Okay, so now the race is even.
Yeah, but he's got a very strong board now, so I need to start making points on my board, I think.
Okay,
So
so
let's make the first one. Let's just get that. Yes, exactly. Get the
yeah,
2.
does something constructive. Okay, and now 5-3.
That's wonderful. I'll make the second point again. I'll make
Okay,
exactly, yeah.
very good. 5-1. Okay. And now
I'm hoping to escape. Oh,
6-4 again.
um, so we should. I think I'll bring the midpoint down 13, 9, and then 9 to 3.
Yep. Don't want to
Keep
leave a
it
blot.
tidy.
Okay.
I can't
Double
afford to
six is completely forced. Okay.
Okay.
Now 5-3.
There's nothing. Okay, so I'd clear the 11 point.
Clearly 11 point. So if you keep this point and play something like this, now if black rolls 6-4 or 4-1, can't move from here. 4-1 would be particularly bad, but 6-4, I guess, just plays, 5-1.
Of course.
However, this gives you some flexibility in terms of these checkers because now black's going to basically move using this checker,
Right.
and then you'll still have to clear the midpoint.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I'll go with my original. I see your point. I'm just
Yeah.
hoping that he ends up having to clear his own
Yeah.
board.
5-4. Okay. And now
Okay.
2-1.
Let's make the 5 point from the 8.
Well, it's a 2-1. It's not a 3-1.
Oh, sorry. 8 to 6 and then 6 to 5. That's what
Well,
I
like
meant.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Another idea is like if black runs with a 6 something, maybe he won't, but if he does, you'll get a shot and this would leave a blot on the board. So sometimes, well, I don't know about this safe play, but there's another play like this, which preserves an extra 6. I'm not sure how much you need it, but it leaves 2 builders here for the open 2 point. Um, Here you have 2 builders for the 5 point. You lose a spare checker. But
Right.
I think this one slots the better point. Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll try this.
Yeah. Carry on.
5-3. Okay, runs.
So
Look at that.
now,
It nicely duplicates the 1s and 3s that hit that also cover.
yeah.
Okay,
Let's hope.
5-3. That's a great roll.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit and make the 5. I think.
So the other thing you could do in XG is by default, if you click on a checker, it will play the higher number first.
Okay.
But if you right click and then click on it, it'll play the lower number first.
Okay. So now it's a game of chance. If he comes in and hits me, I'm probably going to lose.
So how many numbers do that?
So he's got to get a double 1 or a 4 and a 1, basically, hasn't he?
So how many is that out of 36?
So 4 and a 1, 1 and 4, that's 2 plus the double, which is 3. So it's only 3 numbers. So it's very low, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's 1 out of 12. It's like 8 or 9%. Now,
Yeah.
if black fails to come in, would you double?
Yes, because I potentially put 2 on the bar.
Right. Okay, so let's see.
Okay.
Double 3. Okay, so now you want to double.
Absolutely.
Do you think it's a take?
If it was, well, he's got no, because if he could, no, I think he'll pass.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 6 pips lead in the race.
Yeah.
There's an open 4 point. Okay. Okay, now we'll analyze the second game. So the 5-4 was clear to hit there. And then the 5-2 was just playing safe. And then the next 5-2, yeah, these were close. Even 8-1 was close. But we
Right.
found the right play. And then here, it was in and out. Actually, it liked coming in and hitting loose. Look at that.
Yeah.
It results in this position. One of the things is like, so this basically disconnects the back checkers. You see how these are connected with a 6? You can go there.
Yeah.
But once you put them on the bar, it's only 7s to safety. So I guess it's a tempo play where black will have to come in and then consolidate multiple other blots. And even if black comes in and hits, it's going to be you're going to have a shot with a 6 from the bar, likely, or a direct shot.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That was an interesting one. Okay. 5-2 was a good roll, makes the point. And then here, the opponent has a good structure, so you're just trying to play safe, and that was productive. I mean, you don't want to really make those points. You'd rather make the 5 or the 4, but it's better than anything else. And same with the 5-3 and the 6-4, you had to play safe. And this one, yeah, this is what we discussed. It's better than that alternative.
Okay. So what am I looking at there? So we played the good move or the bad move there?
Yeah, you played the right play.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Uh, and then the 2-1 was, yeah, right there. This one was actually uh that was not good. This
Okay.
one just slots the point. And then here, this was a great number. And this was a double, and it was a pass.
Okay,
Now, I
great.
wonder if let's see, let's take a look on the other board. Let's say there weren't a blot here, and we'll even out the race. What about it's still a big pass.
Right.
What if the board is closed? Does that make a difference? Still a big pass.
Wow.
What if the race is closer? Now it's a take.
Okay.
So it's
All
a,
right.
so it's a combination of all those things. Okay, on to the next game. Now an opening 6-1, so that's straightforward.
Yeah.
And the 5-4 will split and come down. Now 3-1.
Hit. Take the 5 point. And
Yep, great roll. 2-1. Okay, we'll split. 2-1,
okay, so I think I need to make my 8 safe. So I'll put it onto the 5.
like that.
Yeah.
What would be your second choice?
It would bring 1 up onto the 7 and then bring the 24 to the 22 to start moving.
Yeah.
I think that's probably better actually. My second
Yeah.
choice is better. Yeah. Now I look at it, that's the one I want to do.
There's also the option of just hitting, and what happens is this checker doesn't see daylight. So white has poor 6s from the bar, like a 6-1 or a 6-4 would be bad, and you have the stronger board. Oftentimes as an early hitting exchange, but certainly this is reasonable too. Which one do you prefer?
I think I prefer this one.
Okay, we'll
I think
try it and see
too
what
tricky
happens.
to hit.
6-4, okay, plays behind in the board. 3-1.
Okay. On this occasion, I'm probably going to make the 21 point.
Yeah, it's a good anchor. Usually they say if you own both 5 points, your position is very strong, and you're almost there. You have 4 and a 5, so that's still a very strong position. 6-2. Okay. See, when one player anchors, it becomes increasingly important for the other player to anchor.
Right.
So now
Hoping
you
I
have a three shot. 5-1.
don't hit. So I will. I'll bring 13 to 7.
There's also the option of sometimes a play like this is right, where you just slot it and you have builders everywhere to make the 4 points should you not be hit, or make the 8 point.
I suppose. Or make the 8 points.
If you're missed,
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
you'll have direct 5s to make the 8 point.
Yeah. I
So
think
I
if
guess that
I
this is
got
the
hit now, I can always come back on, can't I? Because I've got the 21 point, and
yeah.
it's quite an open board. But I feel like I'm ahead in building my board, and I want to take advantage of that.
So you want to lift it?
Yeah, I want to lift it up.
Okay, very good. 4-2 makes the bar point.
Okay.
6-1.
Okay. So he's got a lot. in the zone there, hasn't he? So he's got 8, 9, and then 2 behind me. And he's got stripped 12 point. So I like to have a spare checker on my 13 in case he decides to run. And I don't want to start letting him hit me on the 21 if I split my back checkers. So I think what I might do is send the 7 to the 2 and then the 6 to the 5.
7 to 1 and 6 to 5.
Yeah, yes, is that why?
Right.
Yes, yeah, it's nice.
That's good. When I look at this, the first thing I think is, do I want to break the anchor? And behind in the race with all these checkers in the zone, the answer is no, right? So that means the 6 is either from the 13 or the 7. So once I narrow that down, I think about the 1. So if I play 13 to 7, I can play 7 to 6, or I can play 6 to 5. And then if I play 7 to 1, I guess this is the best one for the distribution. So narrowing it down, I've already decided on the 6 to 1. So now it's just a matter of whether you want to play 13 to 7 or 7 to 1. And this has the advantage of retaining the spare, but the disadvantage of putting a checker deep where you don't really want it. And this one, it keeps these checkers in play, but makes a stack on the 7 point.
Yeah.
So
I think
you
what
left
I saw was, yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
7 to 1?
Yeah.
Okay. 6-1 plays behind.
Okay.
Now 6-4.
6-4. Again, he started to get more stripped now. So splitting the back checkers, it doesn't feel as scary. And the other option I've got is because then I can escape right down to the 11, can't I? So I've got another builder. He hasn't got a direct shot at me, but he could start causing me trouble with my back checkers. The other option would be to make the point, make the. Oh no, I can't. No, 6 and 4. No, that would be terrible as well. I think it might be time to run.
Run all the way.
I think so.
There is the option of making the point and then slotting the next point,
Yeah.
or bringing one down and making the point.
Yeah. I think I don't like that one as much as the first option of the second option that you just gave me. Then as
This.
yeah, I think that's better. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's better because then we can see what he comes up with. See if he can not strip one of those other points to give me a shot with my back checkers.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
4-1. Make the ace point. Okay.
Okay.
4-2.
Okay. Now we'll bring 13 to 7.
13 to 7. Very good. Double 3.
Okay.
Okay.
That could be very good.
Now 4-3.
Okay. So how far away is he there? So he's got, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a 10 to hit. So I think I'll bring the 13 to the 6.
13 to 6. Like
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, he can hit me with a double 5, can't he? Or
6-4. Yeah.
Yeah, 6-4. But it's limited.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
5-3. Okay, comes out. So now you can hit with 2s here and 2s, 3s, and 4s, and then cover.
Yeah.
But still, you have to roll. 6-3.
Okay. I don't have much choice there, do I? I think I'm going to have to 13 to 6, and then I'll cover the 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll do that and hope he doesn't get out.
Nope.
Damn
6-5. Okay, did. Okay. But now you can hit with 5-2, 4-3,
it.
6-4, or double five.
Yes.
6-1, wrong seven.
Yeah. Okay.
So the
So
six is forced.
yeah, and then we'll just uh, bring the 6 to the 5. I'll keep my 6 options open for now.
Okay.
Guess I need them.
3-2 comes in.
Right.
All right. And now
Big
double
number.
three.
Okay, so we'll make the 4 point, and then damn it, I'll make the 3 point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Double six. Okay. So that's completely forced. 6-4.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna run. I
I'm
think
gonna
I'm gonna
run.
yeah.
What would be the second option?
To bring this deaden the checker on the 7, and yeah, exactly.
So what aspect of the position makes you prefer to run?
Um, I don't. I would maybe this is the sort of junior level that I'm playing at, but it's to me for him to hit and cover and not give me a shot. I feel like if I can oh mind you I'm behind now, aren't I? Maybe I
Behind
should.
the race. That's an important consideration.
Yeah, I've got to. Maybe I should hang back and see what's happening. So yeah, just send them through and just hope I get a shot at that next checker. That is right.
So if you do this, like some of the bad numbers that leave a shot, like 6-5, 6-4, 6-3, 6-1, 5-2 is not good.
Yeah,
4-2 is not good. Yeah. However, you're way behind in the race, so
hang back and see if I can
you want
take
to
him.
stay back. There's still some bad numbers like 6-1, 6-2, 6-3. Okay.
See where he goes.
Now it's a double. So down by 11 pips.
Yeah. Um, Hang on. My screen is over his pip count. Actually, let's move it across.
64 to 75.
Yeah. I think I'm tempted to I'm tempted to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have some trouble here, and you do have a 5-point board. Okay.
Yeah. Let's take it.
1, play safe. 6-3 is forced. Double 2 is a good roll.
Right. Okay.
4-2.
Um. So at this point, I think I'm going to lose, which is not a problem. And but I don't think he's. I think I've got because he's got 2 open points in the middle there. I don't think he's going to make the board and close me completely out, where I can't get myself out of trouble all the way around to the board and take 1 checker off, which is all I need to stop the gammon. However, because he's got another number next to me, let's just see how he rolls, because there might be a small chance, even if I get hit, there might be a small chance of hitting him and then catching up quite quickly. So I'd leave him behind, bring the 12 to the 6.
Yeah. What happens when you do that is now because of the contact, if black rolls like a 5-4,
Yeah,
it's not going to bear off anything. It'll play 2 off the 6-point.
yeah,
But if you run now with the 5-4, it'll bear off a checker
yeah,
or a 5-3 or things like that. So you slow down his bear off. Okay. And you do pay off to things like double 2, double 1, and 2-1 that make the point. But you still have some chances. Okay. 4-1, like that other ones, like that 5-2, 5-1, 5-1. Okay, so there's some bad numbers here. All right, so there's the 4,
and then bring the 6 to the 5.
6-1. Okay, so now
No
that's
chance.
forced. Okay, now we'll analyze the next game. So the 6-1 was straightforward, and the 3-1 was a good roll, making the 5 point on head. And here, yeah, it did prefer this. I guess you don't want him to anchor there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Was mine a blunder?
No, it was
All
it
right.
was close. It was only 19,
Okay, great.
but it was slightly better than 8-5. And then the 3-1 was a good roll. You made the anchor. And the 5-1, yeah, this alternative play was close, but 13-7 safe play was right. Um, and then with the 6-1, yeah, it didn't like playing deep. It preferred this play.
Okay.
So you keep all the checkers in play. That's something important to note. And this one, oh wow, look at this. It liked something we didn't even consider, which was 13-9, 7-1,
Oh, wow.
resulting in this position. It leaves that. So if you're missed, you have a chance to make it with a 4-3-1 double two or double six even.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one to find.
Yeah.
But what were the other ones we looked at? I guess selected the best option out of the remaining ones.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the 4-2 was straightforward. And 4-3 again, made the right play. 6-3, you come down and make the point. Okay. And the 6-1, these two were virtually tied, so it doesn't matter. And this was a good play. It's better than doing something like this
Right.
because now you have this gap here that you have to worry about. And the 6-4, yeah, it was actually close to run, but it preferred staying.
Okay.
And the double, it was just a relatively small double on the plus plus. Now, let's see what happens if you move this here. Now it's a much stronger position. Now it's a small take.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So being 6 away in the original position, 6 away from the anchor, causes a lot of problems because now you'll get shots on 6-1, 6-2, 6-3.
Yeah.
Uh, that is 5-2 play. 5-2 leaves a shot. Yeah. Okay.
Great.
And then the 6-3 was forced. And then here, this was close, but it preferred just running.
Okay.
Okay. Not a big error. And then you could have moved there. And the 4-1 was forced. And that was forced, and that was pretty much it for that game. Okay, we'll do one more game. 3-1 for black. Now double six.
Okay.
Let's
18. Yeah.
forward. 6-5 will play behind. And now 6-1.
Okay. So let's bring bring a 13-7, and then I'm tempted to slot. I've got my 18 anchor there. He's got an open blot. If he hits me, he hits me. If he doesn't, if I make that 5 point, that's really valuable. So I think
Right.
that's
Yeah, and it also duplicates the fours that cover and hit nicely. It's really important to unstack the 6 point when you have 5 checkers on it early in the game. Okay, there is a little bit of a risk because it's a 2 point board, but I like that play. Now with the double one, is going to come all the way and hit. Okay, 4-1.
okay. I think we go and hit him again.
Yeah, fight for the high board points.
Yeah.
5-1. Okay, we'll hit.
I'm in.
6-1. Okay, so there's the one.
Yeah. And then we jump out. We jump to the 18. Oh, hang on. No. Because we've got a chance of hitting them.
Oh, you can hit like this. You could, yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I meant if we come on with the one. Leave the one there. Then I could hit, and then I've got one on the bar, and I've got potential to hit him on his 20 on the 23 point. or do I just escape with the 24 to 18? I'm behind in the race, so I like it. I might be wrong here, but I think because I'm behind in the race, I think I'd like the potential to hit him and maybe take that 23.
There's also the option of coming in with the 1 and coming out with the 6 there.
Yeah. If I did that, then he could hit me. He could hit me twice. He could anchor. I think I want to take.
I guess the benefit of this would be you'd be hit on the outside and you still have this uh, policeman or goalkeeper
Yeah.
to put pressure on this blot. But if you come out here, now you might be attacked in the board, and black may make a point uh, with rolls like 4-2, 4-1, 2-1, like double fours,
Yeah. No,
double two. Yeah.
that's right. So
So
if we keep the 24 there for contact, and then shift the 21 to 15,
21, yeah.
and
Okay.
then gives us a couple more options, doesn't it? Yeah.
Okay. 6-1 for black will hit. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So 2-1.
Excellent. So I'm going to put 2 on the bar. It's best by far. I've heard that on your channel so many times.
I know. All right. Okay. 6-4. Okay. And now we have some blots to consolidate.
Yeah.
3-2 is a good roll.
Yeah. So on this one, I've got a choice of either making the 5 or hitting him and putting another 2 on the bar, which I think I'd do.
The other benefit of making the 4-point is that the checker on the 11 still is a builder for the 5-point. However, if you make this, now it's not a builder for the innerboard point.
Yeah.
Double 5. Great roll. Wow. Okay.
Okay. It is what it is.
4-3.
4-3. So I'd be tempted to make the 21. Oh, hang on. I can also hit him.
Yeah.
So if we come in with the 4, right? So now I've got a choice. I can either make the 21 point or hit him on the 15. I'm behind in the race. It puts him another 10 behind me, but I've got a lot of blots out there now. Okay.
You have more blots than points.
Yeah. So I think it looks ugly, so it must be wrong. So I think at this point I'd probably be tempted to make the 21 point.
There are some other options to at least look at. You know, one, you could keep this straggler back here and just play there.
Yeah.
If you do either of those, it leaves a direct 6 and a direct 1. The other option would be to come in with the 4 and then hit loose here, which if you're missed, you have a pretty good chance of making that 5' and the 5-point. And it knocks off the slotted 20 point. So part of the benefit of having a checker here is that you may be able to make the point with a subsequent 4. But this makes it harder.
Yeah. I suppose
I guess the 4 is going to come in there, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's got to be there, and then it's a decision to either make it safe or hit on the 5, like you say. That's sort. I think. Okay. Can you just put the 8 to the 5 so I can just look at that again? So if he misses, and if he doesn't miss, he's not going to make a point on his home board, and I can always come back in. I've got a huge chance of coming back in, and I think I'd do that. I'd hit, fight for a good point.
Okay. 6-2. Okay.
Okay.
So that was actually pretty favorable because he comes in behind, and now you have a direct shot.
Yeah.
You can't double from the bar quite yet, right?
No, I wouldn't double this at all.
Okay.
I think I'm
6-4. Wow, perfect roll.
yeah,
4,
and make it.
6. Okay, now you might have a double. Look at that.
I will
So
definitely
now
double
you
check
cannot
that.
play you cannot play for an undoubled gammon with the Jacoby rule. So you must double. And do you think it's a take?
If I was him, I would drop it. But
Yep.
this is the match, isn't it? It doesn't matter to him.
Yeah, this is an unlimited game.
Oh, it's unlimited. Okay, yeah, he'd drop it. I,
Yeah.
I would I would drop it.
Okay, now we'll review the final game. The double six was a great reply, and the 6-1. Oh, it looks like it was a little bit of an overplay to do that, even though it does duplicate it. I wonder if black had the 4 point instead, how big a difference that would make. Now it's close. It's a 15 millipoint error. Yeah, you see it gets closer here.
Right.
And if it's the 3 point, now it becomes better.
Yeah.
So the strength of that 5 point is big. Okay. And then the 4-1, fight for the high innerboard points. And the 6-1, okay. It did prefer to just play up here,
Okay. It's interesting.
but it was close. And the 7-1 option was not the right idea. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And the 2-1 was very good. 2 on the bar was better by far. And here you did not have a double yet. But then the 3-2, this was the correct play, of
Right.
course. And the 4-3, yeah. Anything else was a blunder. And then we kind of saw what happened, right?
Yeah, that's really great.
And here it was not a cube, not a cube from the bar, but this was a pass. The 6-1 was a huge anti-joker. Yeah, but I mean, even if it were like a 5-1 or something like that, let's say instead of the 6-1, it was a 5-1 or even a 5-2.
Yeah.
Still, this is yeah. What happens if now the anchor is at the edge of the prime? Look at how big of a difference that makes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
This is a borderline double, and this is a huge pass.
Yeah.
So that's the importance of daylight. I think that's a good lesson for here.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's something I've been concentrating a lot more on recently. Is this the whole daylight? It's made a difference to my game just to start thinking about that.
Okay, so that was an outstanding session. Uh, what are your thoughts? I tell people the number one thing is to have fun, and number two is to learn. So, did you have fun?
Yeah, and I learned. So
Good.
that's very good. Yeah, I really love it. And your channel's great, by the way.
Thank you very much. Any interesting positions that you can take something away from?
I think that the one of the very last positions we had there, where you mentioned, well, also have a look at hitting on the 5 there, and it was kind of like a stripped prime, but
Right.
it was the right move.
Yeah, with the 4-3.
As I said before, I think the sort of the level I'm trying to get away from right now is maybe to understand the risk a little bit better. And
Yes, yes. I think one of the things that newer players um, have trouble with is weighing the risk and the reward. For example, in that position, there is a risk of being hit. However, if you're missed, there's a huge reward. So you kind of have to balance that and be able to see both sides.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Very good, very good. Okay, so wonderful. It was a pleasure having you. Do you have any upcoming tournaments or events that you're planning to go to?
Gerald is sort of organizing a lot of these things, or he's involved at least, and they put notifications on our little WhatsApp group. So I've started my own club recently at the Tap House in Newton Abbot, and so very quickly Gerald and his wife worked out, there's another club here, and they started sending us information. They've been fantastic. Also, I don't know if you've come across Warner Solomon. Solomon, have you come across him?
Not sure. No.
All right, he goes around does competitions, and he's got another club very close to us, and he has little tournaments and things. So next summer, or next year, I'm gonna start trying to get away and do some tournaments. I find it a little bit hard to organize my life because I work at sea. I'm away 6 months of 6 months of the year.
Right.
So as soon as I can, but I bring most of my books I have with me on Backgammon. I usually take one or two that I'm going to concentrate on. Is it Michi or Mochi? Michi, the opening concepts, endgame, and back checker strategy.
Those are great books.
They're really good. I felt like my level went up very, very quickly from making terrible mistakes to being okay with my friends, but better than most of my friends. With just a couple of those books.
His books are really great for newer players. They're very easy to read, and you learn a lot.
Yeah, he has these proverbs which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Break the mountain and what else? Fight for a good point. I mentioned it earlier on. That's one of his that
Right. Very good. Wonderful. It's been such a pleasure having you. Do you have any final comments before we conclude the video?
No, I've had a really great time. I hope that I can maybe touch base with you in about a year's time and see if I can get through another game with maybe less help, and hopefully I'll have improved. We'll see.
Yeah, it would be a pleasure. All right. Very good. Thank you very much. Lee, we'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love Backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description of where you can get it. And if you're interested in the lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos, and until then, keep rolling your dice.